My goal is to give you guys at least 3 examples of focus systems that sticks. Those are just things, again, that I've seen in my life, that I've experienced myself, and I've watched other successful people using this. The first system is what we call the Pomodoro technique. It's what we call the 25-5 or 50-10. The Pomodoro technique is a very interesting technique. You know why? Because this is a technique where tasks can be broken down into short timed intervals, separated by breaks. So what is 25-5? 25 minutes of work, 5 minutes of rest. 50 minutes of work, 10 minutes of rest. So if I work for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break. And I can also do after 4 rounds, I take a 20-minute longer break. Does that make sense? If I do a bigger project, I do 50 minutes, 10 minutes rest. Why this works, guys? Because the brain stays sharper with short bursts and planned rests, right? It prevents burnout and increases stamina. I'll give you guys an example. I was reading Alex Hormoz's book about the 100 million model. And one of the things that I decided to do with that book was to not read it entirely. And so I was actually doing the audiobook while I was reading the book at the same time. And I was going chapter by chapter, and I went 25 minutes and I read the chapter. I was like, all right, this chapter has only 7 pages. Okay, great, maybe I can do it in 25 minutes. And I did it 25 minutes, got the notes, it took a 5-minute break. Or sometimes if the chapter was a little longer, I did 50 minutes, then I took a 10-minute break. And during those 10 minutes, I was not just breaking, relaxing, and not doing anything. I was going back and re-looking at all the notes that I highlighted to really emphasize in my mind of like, all right, these were the most important things of this chapter. And I think that's important for you. That's the first technique. Second technique, it's called the single tasking rule. And the single tasking rule is do one thing until it's done. And I think no multitasking, no split attention. And the example I can give you guys is, if I go back a month ago, I was developing all these ideas of like, what do I want to come up with? Do I want to do coaching? Do I want to do courses? What are the topics that I want to talk about? What are the things that makes me happy? And I have a whiteboard in my office. I literally took an entire day, almost an entire day with no break. Hours and hours and hours and hours. That was my single tasking rule. I said, I need to get this done. And I use all my energy and all my efforts, all my stamina into that. And I stay hours and hours and hours writing things down as far as what content, what topics. I liked it. What were the things that I felt I had an expertise to teach back? And I didn't want to do like 25 minutes break, 50 minutes break. I wanted to just get it done because I knew it was going to be a lot. Again, that's another way. So when I was developing that, I closed everything, no emails, no messages, fully energy state on creation. Why you want to do that? Because you finish faster and produce better quality when your mind is only in one lane. The last one I can give you guys for focus purposes is do not disturb or work mode. All your phones today have different setting modes on your phone. You know, we have a do not disturb mode. In fact, I was talking to my fiance this week, and every day when she goes to work, she sets up her phone into, or I guess the phone sets up automatically already into what we call the work mode. And I get it, if you're a parent, you're like, no, I cannot do this. I cannot have a work mode, do not disturb mode because my kids can call me. Let me tell you this. When you go into the do not disturb mode or work mode, you can customize the settings. And when you customize the settings, you can have particular apps. They're gonna give you the notifications and particular calls, specific calls. You can literally select the right people, and only those people can actually call your phone during that time. No spams, nobody else is gonna be able to call you. Only the people that you select. And I think this is such a great tool to silence your notifications, to put your phone face down or maybe in a different room. Why do you wanna do that? Because it trains your brain when you sit down. It's performance time, it's game time. Have you ever watched an athlete performing and using their phone? No, they don't. Because when it's performance time, it's performance time. So you should look at your life in the same way. And I really hope this is helpful for you.